Hey guys, welcome back to another video. So in this video, we're going to talk about who NIO is, how they've been performing as a company, some recent news, and then at the end, we'll jump into my screen and talk about the overall price outlook. Now, before I get started, I always ask you to smash that like button and also comment below if you have any questions throughout the remainder of this video. Also, I entertain subscribing to this channel. What you get for subscribing to my channel is weekly uploads, and these uploads can entice how to stock trade, common stocks in the market, and market news as well, or some can be your choice. Just let me know below in those comments. So let's get right into it. So who or what is NIO? So NIO is an EV automaker in China, and they are competitive with Tesla. Now think about this. Tesla, yes, they have a presence there, but we were talking China, right? This is a sixth or seventh of the global population. So there's a lot of market space here and a lot of opportunity to grow, especially if there's not a whole lot of top dog competitors in that part of the country. And your top dogs at the moment is Tesla and NIO. The current CEO is William Li. Now this guy is a boss, man. 46-year-old billionaire, right? He's worth about $1.5 billion, 46 years old. And generally his whole life he's been an entrepreneur. He's had about 40 different business ventures or investments along the way. So this is important to know, right? He's young, he's fresh, sort of comparative to Elon Musk. Now Elon's kind of an outlier, right? He's bouncing in between the top 5 most wealthiest individuals in the world, but that is an exception. We have young guns like William Li, 46-year-old billionaire running an EV market in China. It's looking pretty good. And again, this is the only major company that is competing with Tesla. Not necessarily on a global scale. Again, it's China. They're a nice benchmark to represent the global market, so it is significant here. Now, NIO, they produce more kind of the higher end SUV kind of EV vehicles. Now, the reason is they're more higher end, and again, is because this technology in this market is so new. These cars are very expensive to make at the moment. So the prices that they're actually even getting or able to produce and sell these for is still pretty impressive. So they have 3 major models with NIO. You have the ES8 model, which starts at around $67,000, and that's in USD with all these prices. You have the ES6, which starts at about $50,000. You have the EC6, which starts at about $52,000. One thing that's really important to note is that NIO is actually backed by the Chinese government. So the Chinese government, they have this whole initiative. They're saying, hey, by 2025, we want at least 25% of all automotive sales to be electric vehicles. So with this in mind, they're really pushing, especially for a front runner like this, to be successful. And they've already contributed about $1 billion to this company. This company, again, it's on a consistent growth path, right? They've had over 400% growth year to date, and their production has been going up around 150% year over year. So they are consistently growing. If you look at the books, they're looking phenomenal. They're consistently growing. This isn't another Nikola. This isn't some bullshit, fake company. They're producing real numbers and real results. Last I checked, they're selling about 4,000 vehicles per month, which is pretty impressive considering how old this company is, right? Tesla's been out for, I don't know, 8 years maybe. Yeah, I mean, they're smashing it, right? They're selling like 100K plus vehicles every quarter, yes. But again, proportionately, this company is looking great. And as I'm making this video, they're standing at about a $29 billion market cap, which is also pretty impressive. So let's jump into a little more news with this company. So recently they announced that their quarterly earnings will be released on November 10th. Now this is a substantial catalyst, and again, we've seen consistent growth. Can we see a spike during this time frame? They also announced the NIO BAAS, battery as a service, and this is where you can essentially lease your battery instead of buying the entire vehicle. And this saves a ton on cost, and I left a link down in the description below so you guys can read a little more into this. And last, there is a lingering potential deal and or collaboration with Intel to produce robo-taxis by 2022. This is significant. Everybody knows who Intel is. The fact that this company is already starting to make major plays and cause disturbance in the market with a lot of these big time players such as Intel, it suggests a lot about this company's performance. So now that you know a little bit about who NIO is and also some recent news and catalysts that can affect the stock price, let's jump over to my screen next, do a quick technical analysis, and I will give you guys my personal price target for this stock. Now before I get started with the remainder of this video, I just want to disclose I'm not a guru, right? I'm not a financial expert. Whatever you do with your hard-earned money, is up to you guys. Now, I'm absolutely here to help and give you guys some information that I personally have or think about this company, but at the end of the day, it's up to you guys, all right? It's not up to me. I just want to disclose that because, I don't want to be responsible for money you may lose, hopefully for money that you may gain. But again, this video is more for informative purposes, and I just want you guys to bear that in mind. So again, let's jump right over to my screen here. All right, so here we have Thinkorswim. This is a platform offered by TD Ameritrade. It is a phenomenal trading platform, and I'm not trying to show bias against that. I just absolutely love it. I've tried 5 or 6 different ones, and this ultimately became my favorite here. So here we have NIO, and let me take a step back here. Actually, let me even take a further step back here. Let's talk about the market conditions. This is important to consider when you're trading really any stock, especially when it comes to NIO. So as we're looking at the market, right, this is /NQ. This is the NASDAQ 100 futures. I like to use this because, again, it represents kind of the market as a whole, and whatever happens in the US markets can reciprocate back to the Chinese markets. So let's just think about everything going on. So we have US stimulus checks, conversations that keep happening. And now if these stimulus checks get approved and stimulus talks, if we get stimulus checks and all this other things to stimulate our economy, that will reflect back to China's global market and economy. So it's something important to consider, right? This check deal pushes through. Can we see a little bump in NIO's stock price? It's also important to think about how Tesla is moving, because a lot of these EV stocks, they can kind of correlate to each other. Now that can be both in positive and negative correlation. But if Tesla goes up, there's a potential that NIO can go up. Let's pay attention to both when they have key catalysts and things like that. Let's see if we can pick up on a pattern there. If you guys have experienced anything like this before, please share below in those comments. And then again, the last one, we have upcoming earnings. This is significant to consider. So these are all the market conditions, right? Stimulus talks, right? Potential EV competitors and their catalysts, right? And then NIO's upcoming earnings. So let's think about all these things, keep them in mind as we're looking to buy into the stock. So let's jump right into it. So here's NIO and IO. So real quick, outside looking in, I can see it has consistently found a nice support at this green 180-day SMA line. And if I want to draw it in even tighter, it has found a support somewhere around there. Now let's look at a little bit of a pattern of this, right? You can see the stock likes to level out and then pump, sell off, level out, pump, sell off, level out, pump, sell off, level out. What's next, right? Use common sense. But again, it's the stock market. Anything can happen. Again, I'm not an expert. I'm interpreting pure patterns. But if I want to zoom a little more in here, intraday, and let's go even a little bit closer here. Let's look at the last week. As you can see, the stock has found lows of about $20.51, anywhere from highs to $22.45. Now this is a difference of about 9%. So this is something to keep in mind. Now it is starting to show in the very, very interim a little more support around here and a little more resistance around these levels. So why is this important to note? Well, if I'm looking to buy in or day trade this, let's look at the near patterns here. It's somewhere in the middle of the RSI indicator, and momentum is a little unclear. So I really don't like the way it's sitting right now. What I'm going to do personally is set an alert. What I'm going to do personally is just set an alert at this previously identified resistance level, and I want to see if it starts to come back down so I can possibly get in at a better buy. But if we zoom out at the bigger picture here, right, again, it's still kind of higher up on this RSI indicator, and again, momentum is not exactly clear based on my MACD indicator. So a stock like this right now, the way it's looking, it's a little unclear of what its direction is, and I am fearful that it could pull back before it could push up leading up to these quarterly earnings. But let's keep that in mind as we're looking to jump into the stock. Me personally, I'm going to be taking a look at this and position in sometime next week, because with the upcoming earnings, yes, it's a month out, but why not get it now if it makes sense? Again, if it makes sense. Now, let's talk about the price target, which you guys are all looking for. So I've read a lot of articles, right? I've looked at a lot of sources. I take analysts' guidance with a grain of salt. It just kind of gives me a rough idea of how the stock could look. But by the end of the year, my personal target for this stock is anywhere between $32 and $40 a share. So there you have it. There's my price target. What are your guys' price targets? I'm very curious. Let me know in the comments below here. Share with everybody else. And if you have any other news or announcements that I might have missed out on, please let us know below. Let's help each other out with this company. So all in all, the industry demand for the EV market is still substantially strong. It is continuously growing. And a company like this that is somewhat established, unlike your SPAC companies, right? So your Workhorses, your Nikola's, things like that, those companies aren't truly generating any true profits yet. But when you have one like NIO that has fresh skin in the game, and they're also encompassed within some of the largest portions of the entire world, which is China, right? Arguably a seventh of the world's population, can we see a lot more potential being that they're in this favorable situation? And last, if you do want to get into trading, I do have a link down below. This is for Webull. Right now they have a promotion where if you do sign up using my referral link, you can get 2 free stocks. Again, it's up to you. Webull's a platform I like to use when I'm trading more mobile, right? Being that I have a 9-to-5 job, it works a little more for me to trade on a mobile basis, and that is my preference. I like Thinkorswim more for at home and desktop, but Webull is definitely a favorable one. There's also Robinhood as well. I have a link down below for the referrals. It support my channel, and it also support yourself, help me help you, and also help yourself, right? So get into stock trading. It's a phenomenal opportunity, but take everything with a grain of salt, and it does take a lot of experience. But at the very least, I hope that I can at least help you guys, get you one step closer to earning some of that money. So like this video again if it helped you out. Comment below if I missed anything, right? Comment below with your guys' price targets. Comment below with your predictions. Comment below if you want future videos on other topics. Comment below on anything you guys want. Let's build a community here, and let's help each other out when it comes to stock trading. And also last, feel free to subscribe. Again, what you get for subscribing is weekly uploads on videos that can potentially be your choice, but generally it'll just be on the stock market, very popular stocks, and stock market news as well. So that's all I have for today, guys. Happy trading.